Live from Fox 39, WQRF-TV Rockford, and your home team. Eyewitness News in the Morning starts now.
All right, I want to give you a live look outside. Folks, it is Friday morning.
Woo!
It's a sunny one, barely any clouds in the sky. You made it. You're so close to the weekend, and I actually think I just witnessed a young form of getting the cold shoulder. Your son, Whitney was just trying to talk to her son via FaceTime. He's in this classroom, last minute. I wasn't really giving you a lot of love there.
I tried to do the good morning
He's 3,
call
by the
to
way.
him. Yeah.
So this isn't a high schooler.
No, that's only going
Mommy
to get
loves
worse.
you so much, and
yeah.
not a lot of love
I'm
coming
always
back.
like, I love you, Sawyer. And then I pretend like I'm like, oh, he must not hear me. He's probably busy.
Chaz, is the volume all the way up?
Yeah,
I don't know if he's hearing me right
I
now.
tried to do a quick hello, good morning to him.
Yeah.
He has nothing to do with it. Just
It's
wants
okay.
his waffle.
You know, he's played it cool. He's got some new friends in preschool. You got to
does.
play it cool. You
Yeah.
can't be having mom over your shoulder.
You know, his teacher said that when they come home with smiley faces on their hands, it means that they've been really good.
Okay.
He's yet to come home with one of those. So
Hasn't gotten one
Still
yet.
waiting.
So, all right. Well, the forecast though giving us a smiley face right now. We'll give Candice a smiley
Yeah.
face. How about that? Chief Meteorologist Candice Kingman with us this morning. We love having her here. And we've been talking about this forecast. We're in fall. Not quite feeling fall yet, but it's Friday, so we'll deal with it.
Hey, you know what? There you go. And I love the smiley faces. Always going to have smiley faces on nice weather days. Yeah, I think we'll get a lot of those too here over the next 7 days. Really, weather-wise, the only frowny face we could get would be with the rainfall because we need that. We've got a few showers that'll come up here later this evening. 52 our temperature in Rockford, 55 right now in Freeport. We've seen those numbers go up here now as the wind is beginning to pick up from the south. Temperatures staying in the 50s for us here this morning. Underneath the mostly sunny sky, we will warm quickly as we go throughout the day. Southwest winds will gust as high as 30 to 35 miles per hour. It is windy too. Temperatures back up near 80 degrees. We've got some rain that comes in later this evening. You can time that all out here with the first WARN interactive radar. Don't want to look at tomorrow's planner. We don't want to worry about tomorrow right now. We're talking about today. We'll time out some of the showers here as we go through this evening. That could impact some of those Friday night football games, so keep that in mind. Also look at how much of a deficit in rainfall we are for our year to date, guys. That's coming up a little later.
all right, thanks so much. It is at 8:03 here on our Friday morning. Want to get to new developments coming out of the Gabby Petito case.
Yeah, warrant now issued for her fiance's arrest on federal charges. As authorities now searching the nature preserve for any signs of him. Take a look.
This morning, Gabby Petito's boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, now wanted on a federal charge, but not for her homicide. He's accused of using a debit card and PIN that didn't belong to him to allegedly withdraw at least $1,000 after Gabby's death. A warrant now issued for his arrest if authorities can find him. In Florida, search crews again scouring the nature reserve where his family told officials he may be.
We're covering many acres, so we need all this manpower. The more people, the more effective we are.
With Brian now missing for a week and a half, wilderness expert Dixie Resnick taking us through the surrounding swamp.
And these are no doubt deadly conditions.
Absolutely, yes.
Saying only an expert could survive that long out here.
What if your intent is to hide?
That could be very, very dangerous for you.
And the city of Moab, Utah, now investigating the police response to a fight between the couple in the weeks before Gabby was killed, though they say they are unaware of any breach in policy.
Now, the FBI is saying that this warrant does allow them to arrest Brian Laundrie. They are still, though, investigating the facts and the circumstances surrounding Petito's homicide. Now, remember, we're still waiting to hear the cause of her death. Once that full autopsy report is complete, it's just coming from the coroner.
Meanwhile, this morning, a scam warning involving your Facebook inbox affecting some folks right here in the state line. It's happening in DeKalb. Police now urging residents to pay attention to messages that you receive on Facebook, saying that a message may come from an acquaintance with the message attempting maybe to ask for money. The suspect might also offer to send a link for a hiring gig, maybe some sort of financial opportunity. Police saying if you receive a message like this, just delete it immediately. If you accidentally, though, reply to it or lose money from this, just send police a report.
8:05 this morning. Meanwhile, today, multiple police officers in hot water. First, waiting to hear the fate of one charged with sexual assault back in 2019. His hearing actually in person today at 3:30. You're looking at a Daniel Basil there on your screen. He wants all of the charges dropped. His hearing pushed back until right now. But they say that Basil went drinking with a woman in October of 2019, took her home and assaulted her. He was off duty at the time, currently on administrative leave. Meanwhile, another Rockford detective heading to court later today on child pornography charges.
He's currently in Winnebago County Jail without bond. Joshua Grover charged with 3 counts of possessing child pornography. The alleged victim in the photos under the age of 13, the 45-year-old taken into custody at his Roscoe home on Thursday. The Illinois Attorney General's office handling this investigation, making that arrest. Neighbors now say Grover seemed like a family man, often seeing him with his kids on a walk. A woman, though, saying you'll never really know who your neighbors are.
Sick to my stomach that thinking you know someone, but don't. Like, I would have never in my wildest dreams been expected to be told that.
In response, Rockford's Mayor Tom McNamara is sharing his thoughts on the arrest, saying in part, quote, "If found guilty, I hope he's held accountable to the fullest extent allowed by law."
A third officer on administrative leave this morning facing legal troubles over domestic battery. Officers saying Sisomo Sigmawathan is in court. A judge now setting his trial date for November 2nd. The officer pleading not guilty this month. Charges filed back in July. He's been on administrative leave since and is out of jail on bond. He'll be back on court October 26. We will be there. Meanwhile, we're following the latest this morning on the environmental debate right here in the state line. More people speaking their minds this morning on how to save the Bell Bowl Prairie, located right on the grounds of the Rockford Airport. You're looking at a meeting here, dozens of people telling airport leaders that building just in that land as well, jeopardizing the fragile wildlife there, calling it a big mistake. Airport officials saying this morning they do not have options when it comes to this expansion.
We evaluate other areas. It unfortunately is not a fit. The Belleville Parade that is being discussed, obviously, the way it cross-sects the midfield area of ours, there's really no way to move the roadway.
Telling us the airport is working with conservation agencies across Illinois trying to find some of the plants at the site. Work going to continue at the end, though, and about November 1st.
Meanwhile, more tension happening at airports nationwide this morning. Flight attendants now demanding action to stop what's being called air rage. Nearly 4,300 cases of unruly passengers have now been reported this year, and fines of up to $1 million this year really not stopping these outbursts. The latest frightening encounter in the sky this morning with a man that tried to storm a cockpit, yelling that he wanted to be shot, and they knew he was trying to strangle a flight attendant. Workers fearing if something is not done, it could only get worse.
Continue at this rate, there may be more incidents in 2021 than in the entire history of aviation.
Well, most incidents are mask related at this point, the next highest being alcohol. Flight attendants now pushing lawmakers to bring more criminal charges against these offenders. Only one case so far has resulted in federal charges.
8:08 this morning, looking ahead. Raising awareness over safety on railroads today and the rest of the week. One state line railroad crossing soon to be unveiled with stencils reminding travelers and passengers to be cautious while passing through. So this is on Kishwaukee Road. The railroad crossing there near Alorden Court goes from 10 until 10:30.
Meanwhile, another form of transportation now available today in South Beloit. We're talking about the Bird scooters. Low-income riders, veterans, and senior citizens can get 50% off. If you're a healthcare worker, you actually get to ride these bad boys for free. You can reach speeds up to 15 miles an hour. I think that's lowballing it a bit. They go pretty fast. You do need to download the Bird app to take a ride. The scooters also available in Freeport, Beloit, and Rockford if you want to take them for a spin today.
Rolling up to surgery.
Rolling on up.
We have time to go for a walk today, too. Researchers reminding us take the pets out today. New reports showing that it can actually prevent dementia for our pets. Researchers saying that dogs who have inactive lives 6.5 times more likely to develop memory loss. Medical experts saying the latest study could lead to breakthroughs for humans as well about really how to treat people with disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Well, believe it or not, happening tonight, there's plenty of activities to kick off your weekend. This is your last chance, though, to attend Rockford City Market. You can find more than 50 vendors, some live music, and on top of all that, a scarecrow competition. That's fun for the kids. You can catch the last one tonight. It's 3:30 until 7:30.
It is fall. It doesn't quite feel like it here. Why don't you take my microphone?
I think you're having some mic issues right now. So if you're looking for something a little different, you can actually head to Stillman Valley Fall Festival. It's happening the whole weekend. Tonight it goes from 5 until 9. You can actually get in for free. Individual activities are going to cost some cash. Events will include a pancake breakfast, a carnival, live music, car shows, and some street dancing. Bring your dancing shoes for this. So for more information on that, just head to our website. Go get yourself a new mic.
I'm trying to fix it. Yeah.
Something's going on there. All right, we're muted. All right, take a look at the question on your screen. You actually have a chance to win some free breakfast right now. So the first caller to answer this correctly and call in, you'll win yourself a free breakfast.
And temperatures for us this afternoon will make it into the upper 70s, low 80s. No issues there with the commute, both for this morning and afternoon, although it might be a little difficult with the high-profile vehicles and the wind. We're going to talk about the rain that could be moving in here later this evening, though. I've got that coming up in the First Warn forecast next.
You're watching Eyewitness News with Whitney Martin, Elliot Grandia, and meteorologist Joey Marino. Now, your First Warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, we'll see a little more cloud cover out there this morning, but you know what? It is going to be a nice day outside of the wind. Wind gets a little strong for us this afternoon. A live look with the Mercy Skytrack camera now up in Beloit, Wisconsin. Kind of a little bit of a haze and milky look out there as the cloud cover is starting to increase. But, you know, I wanted to talk a little bit about the sky and the color blue and how some days the sky may seem a little more of a bright blue, or other days you might notice that the sky looks a little bit more milky, or the blue is not quite as bright or as vibrant. Well, you got to understand how we get the color blue, right? And why it looks like the sky is blue. When the light comes in from the sun into the atmosphere, all of that light is scattered in different directions. But because the blue wavelength, so when that sunlight goes through, it's a white light, and then it's broken up into all of the colors that contain that white light. When you see it go through a prism or the atmosphere, the blue light ends up being scattered more because it's a smaller and shorter wavelength. So that is how we see that color blue. You might notice too on the horizon, whether it be maybe at sunrise or sunset, while you've got the bright blue sky above, on the horizon it tends to look a little bit more light because there's more scattering that is taking place. So that blue light actually gets scattered a little more, so it gives it that lighter appearance. But did you know that during the different seasons we actually have a different shade of blue? So when we have more of a dry air mass, which is sometimes what we have in the fall and winter time, and even sometimes in the summertime too, you actually see a little bit more of that bright blue. Well, that's because there's not as much moisture in the atmosphere. So with that, the sunlight is not scattered as much, and so you see more of that blue or the darker blue shading. I noticed it yesterday on my way into work yesterday evening. Higher moisture in the atmosphere, you have more scattering that takes place. So when we think about the summer months, it tends to get a little bit more humid, more muggy, because we have more water vapor in the atmosphere. So all those water droplets and water particles are not only helping to kind of scatter out the sun's light, but it's also helping to make us feel a little bit more on the muggy side. So that blue light looks a little bit more faded, and you have the lighter blue, kind of that milky appearance. So these next couple of days, when you look at the sky, you might be able to get an idea of whether or not we have high moisture in the atmosphere or not, just by looking at the blue color of the sky. There's also too a couple other factors that'll go into it: sun angle, whether we've got smoke, haze, or cloud cover too. And we'll see an increase in cloud cover as we go through this evening. 48 in Rochelle, 52 in Rockford, 57 in Freeport, and we're currently at 48 degrees in Janesville. 81 our high temperature for us today. I want to mention the wind because it is going to pick up from the southwest, gusting as high as 30 to 35 miles per hour. So it is going to be pretty windy out there. Tonight, the temperature will drop down to 47. We've got the chance for some showers, isolated thunderstorms. So watch the radar with those football games. Up to 71 for tomorrow afternoon. Westerly winds here as we go throughout the day tomorrow. Not a big drop in temperatures, and we're back into the 80s once we head into the end of the weekend and even into early next week. Now here is a look at our Forest City Face-Off.
This morning, we are putting our friends at Townsquare Media to the test this morning. We're having fun because we're doing something more to cater to them, I guess would be the best.
Oh, I don't know if it's catering. I think it's more their beat. Forest City Face-Off this morning. We are giving a word. You are giving us a song lyric. You can sing it. You can say it. Little Zim joining us this morning. JB, not there right now.
Where is he at?
Recovering from what that interview was.
Let's talk about that. Let's break that interview down. Chelsea Handler was on your guys' show.
Yeah.
And JB has a little bit of a crush,
which none of us knew until well, she called yesterday. I mean, he was really excited when we knew that we were going to interview her, and then it just went off the rails when she was actually on the phone.
Where did it go downhill? When did it start?
From like the minute we answered the phone, and we told her that he was a big fan, and then he just got giddy, and he was like asking her out, essentially, is the way I felt sitting on the other side.
Were you just cringing?
Little Zim, I listened to the interview, and I have to say it was about 3 seconds in where things just kind of went off the rails here.
I cannot wait to hear this.
It's good. And Little Zim, I really felt like you did a good job trying to keep it together, though. You kept
well, thank you. I was trying. I'm looking at
moving forward.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You could see. I wish we had a camera on you. Is it on camera the whole time?
No, it's recorded.
Yeah.
And essentially, though, JB is not dating Chelsea Handler this morning. Is that correct? is that the update?
I mean, he must have said like 4 times, I'm going to slide into your DMs later. I'm going to slide into your DMs later. I'm like,
she's like, what are you doing?
Chelsea's like, remind me to never call into Rockford, Illinois ever again.
We'll have to link that interview so everybody can hear that. A Forest City Face-Off this morning. We name a word. You sing us a lyric or say a lyric. Extra points if you sing. First one, okay, she.
This is hard. She's in everything. Oh my God, she's a lady.
Yes. There it is. That is the energy we need this Friday morning. Okay, next one, water.
Water?
Yeah.
Gosh, Brad Paisley has a song with water in it. Now I can't think of the lyrics. You know what keeps coming to my mind is pour some sugar on me, but that will not work.
Pour some water on me.
Can I pass?
Pass that one. All right.
Okay, love.
I love your love the most. That's an Eric Church song. It's the first one that came to my head.
Country, we couldn't even tell you you're wrong, so we'll go with that one. All right.
Next one, what?
Why is this so hard? What?
What did you have in mind, Elliot?
What's love got to do?
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay.
What about heart?
Heart? Mm-hmm. Heart like mine. I'm not singing it. That's a new song.
No worries.
Well, that's Marina Lambert.
How about this one? Time.
Time after time.
Man,
Should we give her one more?
I think we need to have you DJ and just pump us up in the morning.
It's
Your
pretty
voice
good.
is beautiful.
Hey, thanks for being a good sport and playing with us, and hopefully JV recovers. We can't wait to watch that interview right away.
I think
Get some popcorn.
He had sitter issues this morning. I think it's embarrassment issues.
I think you're right.
Might not show his face for a while there. Lil Zim, we hope you have a fantastic weekend. Make sure JV comes back next week so we can really
roast him.
Talk to him a little bit about that.
Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Well, time now is 8:20. Coming up at 8:30, latest film surrounding Britney Spears' conservatorship. The people now stepping forward on her behalf on camera and the intense surveillance setup just used to monitor her life.
Plus, people knocking down fast food chains this morning. The restaurants getting the least amount of love. We'll see if you agree.
Hey, it's Michelle. Tonight on Good Day Stateline, we are filling the last night of wedding week with Mindy Joy Photography. Delicious desserts from EK Cakery and signature wedding cocktails from Becca and Nikki from Rockford City Market. Sounds like the perfect Friday night to me. We'll see you at 5:30 p.m. on Fox 39.
Happening right now, a luxury car maker now going vegan. Volvo now saying that the models are going to be leather-free or vegan-friendly by 2030. Let's take a look at this here. It's a bio-based recycled materials company, head of design, saying that it has a new generation of customers that are more interested in products that they buy and have an ethical story behind them. So we're learning more about that. Of course, they're talking about different fibers, panels, things like that being used. A little bit different. Well, this morning, we're finding out from customers which fast food is apparently considered the worst.
Yeah, it's a hot debate going on in the internet right now. Latest data coming from product review platform. It's called Rave Reviews, using a language analysis tool, breaking down tweets mentioning fast food and really comparing them right now. So KFC now considered the most hated brand in 14 different countries, winning most hated around the entire world. So here in the U.S., though, we're actually seeing different results. Americans criticizing Domino's Pizza the most, more than rather any other brand. 40% of tweets directed right at that company, containing negative sentiments about them, mainly their flack of subpar customer service right now.
Do you think that that's true? I've never had an issue with
Domino's. To be honest, I'm a pretty easy critic. You know, you got to give them time. You know, it's a lot of times these are high schoolers that are making the pizzas. They're working hard. You can't give them too much flack. So
well, Burger King, they are now off the list. So more people are starting to like Burger King a little bit more too.
Generally, the only time maybe I'll get a little bit, I don't even get upset, but
Yeah.
sometimes you go to like a McDonald's or any fast food chain, you order like a tiny something and they're like, oh, could you pull ahead and park? And you're like,
Yeah.
wait, I just got a Coke, so I'm not sure what the wait's for.
Put it on a podcast and wait for your Coke.
All right, want to leave you with our Morning Milk Club question.